Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug. Long boys blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Boys Post 1975, and welcome to a driving vlog. It's been absolutely ages since I've done a driving vlog. Apparently it's been absolutely ages since I've cleaned my windscreen. But it's been a very exciting couple of days. Microsoft's, Project Lockhart. Take everything I'm going to say with a pinch of salt, because of what I've been reading on news sites and Microsoft putting out a patent and stuff like that, and I've seen a few videos on it, but we never really truly know these things for sure. So I'm going to be taking it as if there is quite a bit of truth in this. I mean, it may just be smoke and mirrors. Nothing is as good a marketing tool than whipping up your supposed customer base into a bit of a frenzy, which this is kind of really done. Kind of put you could say it's put the frighteners on Sony. And also one thing I want to say about this video is, regardless of which side of the fence you are on when it comes to branding and stuff like that, this is still a very interesting thing to talk about, because ultimately the people who could be best off because of this are the consumer. So right, I'm getting ahead of myself, but basically, obviously, we knew about Microsoft Xbox One Series X and how it's a behemoth, and on paper looks like it's going to be the most powerful of this new coming generation, which comes this Christmas. And if you go back a year or so ago, maybe 18 months ago, I did do a video where we were talking about that Microsoft was apparently, for those who didn't want to drop all that money, easy there, mate, going to release two versions of this console. They were going to release one with a drive and one that was all digital, and then that kind of sat on the back burners for a bit, and all of a sudden they announced and released, I guess you could call it a testing the water exercise, the Xbox One S all digital, or the Xbox One SAD. And I kind of harped on it a bit because, well, I always thought it was priced at above what you could buy second-hand Xbox One S for, which you could still use as an all-digital device. Just tape. Well, you don't even have to tape over. That was just me trying to make a point in the video. Tape over the friggin' optical drive. But yeah, so we kind of thought, was that what they were actually talking about, Microsoft? Because I don't know. There was some confusion, I guess, at least with me. On that front, and then all of a sudden, right, so they show us the specs. Once again, they poorly implement it when they initially show it off and stuff like that. It's not in-game footage, it's in-game cutscenes and stuff like that, but we know that this is going to be an absolute beast, and yeah, it could be quite expensive. But then they announced something that I was very excited about, which kind of plays into this, but I'm not going next gen on launch. I talked about that. I have a plan, a route I will go, shall we say. But then they announced that there are no exclusives to the Microsoft, to the Xbox One Series X. All games will work across all Microsoft consoles, and it's like a PC system. So how much a grunt or graphical finesse you get out of it is dependent upon the individual machine that you're running it on. So bog standard people like me with our crappy Xbox Ones, original systems, will be looking at a poor game, but it's graphically. But at least we get to play it. For cool stuff like Halo. And obviously, if you've got Xbox One X, this naming convention really gets on my tits for doing vlogs like this. Then you're going to be getting a little bit more, a quite decent experience. But obviously, if you want the true all bells and whistles, full whammy, full caffeine experience, you need an Xbox One Series X. So then obviously last week before, I don't know, PlayStation do their unveil, and then they kind of surprise everyone with, look, we got two systems. And obviously there's this leak about their price and the release dates on Amazon France. Did it with the PlayStation 4, didn't they? So surprises? No, I say orchestrated. But yeah, so they go, look, here you go, you've got your full fat model with an optical drive and stuff like that, and then you're going to get a reduced price model that doesn't have a drive and is digital, only. And I don't think anyone was expecting that, so that was kind of cool. What the pricing will actually be like, we don't really know, because and also the thing is with all digital, you know, even if they knock money off and stuff like that and reduces it by 100, 150 quid or 100, 150 dollars, you got to remember the sizes of your game that you're buying now. So ultimately, whichever console you're buying is restricted to how fast your internet is, and even then, even if you're buying the disc version, I mean, obviously with the memory in the PlayStation 5 it might play out a bit differently. If you're buying the disc-based console, the patches are still going to be there, they're still going to exist, they're still going to be huge, so the whole thing is still dependent on your internet. But anyway, I'm waffling off topic. So they go, look, here's two machines, one's going to be lower priced than the other. Why have I got my heat on? One's going to be lower priced than the other. So then all of a sudden, a patent gets, dropped out by Microsoft for Project Lockhart, which was always a name for the cheaper entry into Series X, and people started calling it Xbox One Series S. And apparently, again, take it with a pinch of salt, this is based on the articles I was reading at various lunch breaks I've had this week, some of the people sent me messages and questions and stuff like that, and a couple of videos I've watched. But apparently it's going to be a budget next-gen experience. This is something we've not heard of. Forget not having a drive. Apparently this doesn't have a drive, but it's going to have reduced performance compared to its bigger brother, the Series X. So it's going to have only 1/3 the teraflops of that machine, but it's going to still carry the same CPU. So, you know, it's still going to have a reasonable amount of grunt and be above this generation, so, you know, way above Series Xbox One X. Again, it's freaking naming convention. This is just it. Again, pinch of salt. These are the things I've read, and I'm led to believe. We could all, not just me, everyone could be wrong about this, you know. But we could have all been fed, like I said, a big fat lie just to get like marketing going, the hype going. But anyway, so it's going to be, you know, considerably less powerful, but give you a chance to get, you know, a cheaper early foot into the next gen experience if you really don't want to go Series X, or you can't afford to go Series X, which will be quite a lot of people on day one. And then what happens is that supposedly this is around the 200 quid mark, $200 mark, nothing set in stone, and because of the no exclusives to Series X, you're going to be able to play all those games above current level, above current generation, a true next generation, whether it's throttled back or held back by its GPU. That is what I should have mentioned, you know, a lot less powerful GPU. But you're going to get a next gen console. And what does that mean, at least with Microsoft? You're going to, and I can hear people in the comment section going, but PlayStation's got this exclusive, this exclusive. This isn't about exclusives. This is about what this means for what Sony has to do and how that benefits us, the consumer. But yeah, so immediately, say on launch, then a whole bunch of people who would really want to play Halo way above the current generation, but simply could not, you know, afford to drop the money on a Series X, are going to get a chance to do so, you know, at a much reduced price. And that to me is just absolutely, I think that's, if this is true and this happens, that's an absolute, you know, that's a killer move by Microsoft over Sony. Look at this dude. Well, congratulations, sir. You've just been caught on camera going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. Any old bill out there watching this, do what you will. So yeah, that to me means that's a selling point. A whole bunch of people are going to jump all over that, absolutely jump all over that. And it means that Sony now, balls in your court, you're going to have to do something. I mean, maybe they won't, maybe they're set on the laurels, maybe they're completely happy with their lineup of exclusives and these two machines and stuff like that. But having machine, because supposedly the cheaper of the two Sony machines is $450, again pinch of salt, where the full fat version is $550. So, you know, basically they're gonna, I don't know, price cut, massive bundle of games included in it or something. They're gonna have to do something if this Lockhart thing is going ahead like this in this state. Because whether you're a Sony fan or not, or whether you hate Microsoft or not, this is a killer marketing move, especially this close to launch, you know, 6 months. This is brilliant. And the reason I'm all, you know, like so psyched about it and stuff, because I'm not going, I won't even be going Lockhart, is it means for once that by playing it like this, obviously Microsoft don't want to live through the ills they did the last time round, so they're, you know, they're playing this shrewdly and stuff like that. Deliberate, you know, was it planned all along, or just very deliberately put in after waiting for Sony to do a move? I think it was, you know, it was deliberate, obviously. But it means, yeah, we the consumer, because these two people are going to go at it hammer and nail. The only people who are going to win, out of this are us. I mean, these people, and let's be honest, Microsoft can afford to take a loss on their console because of how well stuff like Games Pass does and things like that. Well, I want to own one of those. I meant the dog, not the crappy little car. So yeah, I just think compared to, like, particularly with Xbox, Xbox One launch last time around, that you're absolutely fleeced if you're a customer. This is good. They've learned from their mistakes, and it means, Sony, balls in your court, and we all win as consumers. We all win. Like I said, it's not about which system you're going to buy. This is a good move. I mean, these people now are just going to have to go at it. But as for me, because of this, no exclusives on Xbox One X, whatever Xbox system you have will, play to its strengths. I'm probably going to buy myself a second-hand Xbox One X. So you know what? That works for me. Then I'm going to get an experience way above what I've got now, behind Lockhart. But then I just bide my time for a year, 18 months, maybe 2 years, maybe a little bit more, and then drop my money on a full-fat Xbox One Series X. Anyway, I've waffled. What can I say? I'm a little out of practice with these driving vlogs. And cleaning my windscreen. So basically what I want to know is, what does this mean to you? Do you think this means that for once that it's going to play out absolutely fantastically, and the only person who isn't going to lose out from this is the consumer, because these two behemoths are just going to go at it? Anyway, as always, I'd love to know, get out of the way, little birdie, I'd love to know what you think, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.